Hello everyone, this is Mumbo and welcome back to another episode on the Hermitcraft server. It's episode 121 and today I just want to start things off by saying a very happy Valentine's Day to all of you watching this video. For some of you it's going to be a very exciting day, for others it might potentially be a little bit of a depressing day, but either way we're all here watching this Hermitcraft episode and that's the most important thing. For today's episode we're going to be doing a whole ton of different bits and pieces. I actually have 6 separate projects that I'm going to be working on in today's Hermitcraft episode. Hopefully I can manage to get them all done, and they're all in different areas of the base, so it's going to be nice and jam-packed. And before we start, I also just want to say that in the bonus episode that I released on Monday, because I deleted Sunday's episode of Hermitcraft accidentally, we managed to clear out the entire sorting system, and we have all of the items in these chests. Now there's a lot of them, and some of it is very precious. I think there's 10 wither skulls in there somewhere. There's about a stack of diamonds. We've got all my sponges back, so I'm feeling pretty positive. But yeah, it's nice to have this back. So, plan number 1 for today's Hermitcraft episode is to spend about an hour or so gathering up a ton of resources for the new potion brewing room that we built in a previous episode of Hermitcraft. Now for this, we need golden carrots, magma cream, sugar, pufferfish, glistering melon, ghast tears, blaze powder, nether wart, glowstone and redstone. So quite the long list, but hopefully we should have a lot of it from the farms. Right, this should be good for the golden carrots. So we've got the carrots, and now we have the gold, thanks to Impulse's gold farm. But one other thing is, I think I'm going to take one of these zombie pigman heads, because I'm 99% certain we don't have one of those in the head box. And look how many there are. That is a lot of zombie pigman farming. Wow. Hey, the passive mob farm has actually produced some stuff. We have 2 and a bit stacks of raw beef, a little bit of leather there, some chicken. I mean, it's not amazing, but it's better than nothing, that's for sure. Fingers crossed the old AFK fish farm delivers here in this extremely deadly environment underneath the birthday cake. I hopefully haven't alerted that guy. Right, let's pop down here. I've got 1 stack of pufferfish so far, and that is looking very promising. Very, very promising indeed. Oh, good stuff. Good stuff. So we're about halfway done on this thing. We've got a bunch more items. We just have most of the nether related ones like magma cream, blaze powder and ghast tears and things left to get. But I thought before we left on that expedition, it would be a good idea to get all of the nether wart. And this is going to be one of the first full harvests of both nether wart farms. So hopefully they all work. And that is looking promising, if not a little bit worrying, as there is some nether wart left there. Thankfully that was the only example of that happening, so this thing is working perfectly and we've got ourselves tons upon tons of nether wart. The only thing is that we now have to replant the entire thing. Remember the other day I said that I don't think dispensers should be able to place blocks or plant saplings and things? You know, I'm starting to rethink that decision. One thing that I definitely do need to do is get myself a whole bunch of shulker boxes. Oh no, 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 no. Why do I always try and fly down that staircase? That's never a good idea. Anyway, what I need to do is I need to get myself a whole bunch of shulker boxes that are empty so that I can use them just to transport items, because right now all my shulker boxes are filled with items, and that means that I have to keep going back and forth from people's bases and various different farms. We're down to the final items now, magma creams and blaze powder. So I've popped over to this area here in the hopes that, well, I'm definitely going to get loads of blaze powder, but magma cream I'm not 100% certain on. I'm assuming those little fellas drop magma cream, but I'm not 100% certain. The fact that I thought this was only going to take an hour is pretty laughable. I have a bit of an odd problem in that I keep getting wither skulls, but I'm not getting anywhere near enough magma creams and blaze rods. I mean, we've got 8. Well, I would say for the most part that was massively successful, but that end section wasn't that great. I think what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to find Cubfan's blaze farm on the server, and then we're going to have to combine that with all the slime balls that I have in my storage system and use that to get the magma cream and also all of the blaze powder that we need for all the brewing stands. But for the time being, we're going to move on from the resource gathering and actually do a little bit of work in this room right here. I want to add in a bit of a storage system that's going to be going in the center here, and it's just going to have a handful of chests that are going to be storing any items that I need in this place. So part 1 of this little mini project is to take out the entire central space, which I've already done, and then clear out all of the water from the center, which we should be able to do relatively easily now that I have all of my sponges. and then we can start working out where all of the chests are going to be going. Now, I think I'm going to have it in the form of almost like a chest staircase. So I'll have chests going in there, and then chests going into the middle. And you know what? I actually think this area is a little bit too small. Oh my word, this is off-center. Of course it's off-center. How have I not noticed that before? Okay, now this place is fully cleared out. It's looking pretty cool. Yeah, we had a big open space in the center here, so I thought it would be good to actually have something in there. And that's looking fairly nice. Okay, next up, well, I guess we have to actually head off and gather up all the wood to make all these chests, which now that I look at it, I want to have 2 layers of chests. Obviously, that means that a lot of them are going to be trap chests, and this is a relatively big area. This is probably going to require quite a lot of wood, isn't it? I would say I'm getting worse at storing my items in random places. I've just opened up this chest here. We've got 17 diamonds, which that's pretty interesting, but nothing too magical. But we had a full double chest of quartz. I've been trying to find my quartz for like the past 10 episodes. It turns out it's just lying around in that chest over there. Maybe at some point we'll need to do another big cleanup episode. I've actually ended up doing something a little bit different with this thing that I really quite like. So instead of having lines upon lines of trap chests, I was going to have the chests running out like this. So it's going to be a double chest pointing out to here, and then another chest underneath pointing out to here, then a little walkway through the middle, and all of this area was going to be chests, which would have been a lot of storage. Instead, I've gone for this slightly more decorative design, which just looks much cooler. So as you can see, we've used quite a lot of quartz on the inside here, and we've also shortened this place because this little module was smaller than all of the others. But now we have a very nice looking storage system just sat in the center right here that we can easily access. We can dump items inside. We can hop out nice and easily. I like it, and that definitely gives us a center point to this otherwise very bare room. Beforehand, it was kind of, as I say, it was like an airship hangar, which I'm considering adding in some floating airships, but for the time being, this fills the space very nicely indeed. Okay, next up, we need to move on to our next project, which is, we want to head over to the Bumbo Temple. It's been a little while since I've been over there. So this is what we have at this point in time. If we just launch ourselves up onto the platform and make our way through our 4x4 vault door, we have got a very big open space. Okay, this place looks pretty cool, and it provides us with some excellent target practice for shooting mobs that are wandering around, which there are plenty of them. Which, by the way, I have been getting quite a lot of target practice by the look of things, but I think right now, the first thing that I need to do is I need to light up all of these walls, because at this point in time, it is a bit of a death trap, let's be honest. So I've just spent a bunch of time gathering up some glowstone and also a bunch of leaf blocks, because I thought in terms of how I actually want this place to look, it would be a good idea to kind of camouflage these things in with the stone. So this is how it's going to be working. I have no clue how long this is going to take, but hopefully by the end of it, we'll have ourselves a nice bright area that isn't completely covered in mobs. You have to admit, that was a good shot. I mean, come on now. So in today's super fast time-lapse chat, I want to talk to you about the fact that a snapshot literally just released. I'm recording this time-lapse chat at 6 PM. This video releases at 8 PM, so this is relatively breaking news. In fact, it's about as breaking as I can get, because I'm probably going to struggle to finish editing this Hermitcraft episode and getting it up on time. So if it is late, then I do apologise. But there's a new snapshot out, and there's a bunch of new changes, including the phantoms. Those things are wicked. You know, that crazy flying mob thing. The turtles, they've been added. New swimming ability. You can now sprint underwater, which is pretty interesting. They've added in bubble columns, which we obviously know about all these changes, but it's nice to see them actually in the snapshots. So we now have bubble columns, which means that I think you fall down them. So they're like pillars of air underwater, and you fall down them, and it's also a way to get air underwater, which is cool, so you don't have to use torches or anything like that. They've added in the ability to strip logs, which is one that I had never really heard of before, but according to this, all you have to do is right-click on a log with an axe, and they look cool. I'm yet to play the snapshot. It released 3 minutes ago, so This is interesting news. I want to see what that looks like. And also, another really, really interesting change is that items in water now float to the top. That gives me a lot of ideas. A lot of ideas for potential things. I mean, item elevators for starters. That would be interesting. There's all sorts that you can do with that. So I'm very, very interested to see how that all functions. And oh my word! Added new prismarine stairs and slabs! Hold the phone, I hadn't even seen that! Holy mackerel! Oh, this is good for the ocean base. Oh man! That's cool. And we've got kelp and seagrass, which is also pretty interesting. But new prismarine stairs and slabs? Oh, my base is about to get completely changed up. Oh, I'm going to stop doing this time-lapse chat now and hop straight into the snapshot. I'm going to try out all this stuff. And that, my friends, is that. We have got one fully lit up area. This place is now considerably less dangerous. There is still, however, a handful of dark spots where these guys can spawn in the center when all the redstone lamps are turning off. And you can see that that's now happening quite a bit because, obviously, all of the walls are lit up. But other than those little spots in the center there, this place is now looking very big and very bright and almost ready for some building. And you know what? I wasn't really planning on doing this today, but I might start doing some terraforming here and adding in some of just the bottom area that we want ready for this build that is going to be going in this section here. And I still have no clue what that build is going to be. How do we have no dirt? Of all the things to not have, dirt. We've run out of dirt. That's ridiculous. That being said, there's nothing much more satisfying than plowing through a large area of dirt with an efficiency 5 shovel. I mean, I could do this all day, and I say it pretty much every single episode I do it. So I've worked out some areas that I want to be a little bit raised. So this is going to only be about 1 block high. These two are probably going to go up higher towards the walls, and I might actually even wrap that around there. Then we have another big bit there, another big bit there, which is actually going to take us right the way up to the stairs, I think. So that's going to be quite a big hill, and then a few little bits and bobs around here. Yeah, right, let's start placing in the blocks and see what happens. This thing is guaranteed to become a mob trap, but while there's no mobs on it, I thought I'd take a step back and just see how it looks. Yeah, that looks pretty cool. You can see we've raised the dirt up to there. I think I'm going to swap out some of that dirt for stone. But other than that, fairly happy with it. Yeah, that's much more exciting than this completely flat floor that we've had going on for the past couple of weeks. Oh dear. Yeah, that has become... There's much more mobs on that than I was expecting there to be. Oh, this is what happens when you've got a lit up cave systems. This is the only place that mobs can spawn in my entire loaded area. We're pretty much fresh out of dirt now, but I have done one side of this landscaping activity, and I would say it looks pretty cool. In fact, we've done more than one side because we've done this, and then we've done all of this area as well. Yeah, this is looking good, especially once we start getting some trees in and everything. I think this is going to be cool. And you know what I've been thinking? I'm almost tempted to swap out this area here for some form of campfire zone, and then have the temple or the statue there. I don't know, I'd love to hear your thoughts down in the comment section. They would really, really help me out. Anyway, let's crack on with this one. This will never get boring. It will just, I mean, this is like an ASMR video for me. I could fall asleep to this. And that, my friends, is that. One entire floor, all done and dusted, complete with some mobs, which I can practice my targets on. Yeah, I mean, I'm getting better. I'm getting better and better. Anyway, now it is time to actually start filling this place in with trees and other bits and bobs like that. I don't want to go too crazy with it, but I just want to get myself a basis so I have some inspiration and know what I'm doing. Also, in fact, before trees, I think lighting. We need to work out a better way to light this, and I'm thinking leaves and glowstone. This is looking a lot better. Now that we're getting rid of the sea lanterns, this room is coming together, and I have to say, I had kind of put this project on the back burner over the past couple weeks. I suppose I haven't really worked on it too much over the past, say, 10 days. But now that I'm back, I am super excited for it, and I just can't wait to get it finished. I can't wait to get it finished. Yeah, it's going to look so cool once it's done. What on earth has happened here? Now, I've seen a lot of lighting errors in my time, This is an interesting one. We've got a stealth bomber overhead. There's a stealth bomber flying past. And we can only see the shadow of it, apparently. Phew, there we go. All of the glowstone is in place. I had to go and collect up a little bit more, but I think we just about managed to pull it off. And now all of the sea lanterns and pretty much all of the torches have been removed. And this place is looking smooth. Do you know what I mean by that? It just looks smooth. There's no thing sticking up out the ground. There's no ugliness going on. We just have a good looking area. That's it. So there we go. The temple is looking really, really cool. We've made good progress on that in today's Hermitcraft episode. I think now what I want to do is I'm quickly going to run over to the Mobilisa and I'm going to check out that area there because we really need to start work on that redstone project. And you know what's bad? I've used a bow for like the past couple episodes, right? And you've seen me using it throughout this episode. Now that I don't have my arrow, the one time I don't have my arrow, there's a creeper blocking my exit. Oh, not by the chests. Oh, thank goodness. Right, here we are. We've actually been over here a couple times over the past couple days. But let's just pop one through so that I can refresh your memory, because Iskall and Rendog are working on this insane game here. Now this is Rendog's end, and then if we just fly over the top of this hill, this will take us over into Iskall's end. And inside these things, we have been designing redstone contraptions. So, I built a redstone contraption somewhere around here. How do I get in here? In here. So I built a redstone contraption that looks a little bit like this. And it totally and utterly doesn't work. So, what we're going to do right now is we're going to dismantle this thing. We're going to grab all the redstone resources from it because there are lots of them. And then we're going to pop back through into the redstone testing world and just quickly have a look at how the old design, or the new design that we recently worked on, actually functions so that we can start preparing to build it on the Hermitcraft server, because this has been a project that has been, we've been meaning to do this for a seriously long time. Honestly, I've just been looking at the redstone on how this thing works as I'm destroying it, and I fully don't understand. Like, I don't understand how I actually built this thing and what sort of game mechanics it was based on. It doesn't seem to make any sense whatsoever. So hopefully the new design that we've recently come up with is based on a little bit more logic than this one is. Now, the first struggle that we're going to run into here is I actually have to find this thing. For some reason, that rings a bell. Is that it? No. I'm honestly curious as to what that is now. I have no clue what that is. What on earth is that? Can someone let me know down in the comment section what that is? Because I do not remember that redstone contraption. Is that it? I sincerely hope that's it. No! I've been circling this place for the past 25 minutes and I've found the old design. I found the old design. The one that I don't want. Are you joking me? Are you actually joking me? Oh, here it is. I literally came into the world looking at it. Yeah, I've flown past this thing so many times. I've looked at it so many times. I did not realise this was it. Holy mackerel, it's huge. I remember it being much smaller than this. Okay, so here is the design that we're going to be using. And yeah. It looks pretty grand, doesn't it? Wow. Alright, so the idea behind this thing is that we can place any number of items inside this thing and then we can pay any amount. So for example, we've got 17 rotten flesh in there. If we place that, it works. This is a really smart design. I can't actually, I'm surprised this functions as well as it does. Because look, if we do that, how about if we, so if we give this a go, how about we pay for something and we don't have enough? 15 items, there we go. I'm assuming it will be taken out. But we are not going to be getting an item. Oh. So that all works. Now, I was expecting to be able to tell you how I built this thing, but it's been so long since I did it that I can't actually remember. I'm certain that it's to do with the pulse extenders. So the pulse extenders has something to do with the number of items that get dropped through, And then the rest is kind of unpowering and repowering and sending signals through these droppers. And oh, I've kind of fallen short. Hang on, give me a second. Yeah, so this pulse extender right here tells the system to drop out a certain number of items through this hopper right here. Now, if you drop out the correct number of items, then the pulses will line up. There's a little AND gate involved, and the pulses will line up. You'll get an output through this system, which will send an output through to this dropper, sending out the item. If you have too many items, then don't worry, because the remaining are going to remain in this chest. And if you don't have enough items, then unfortunately you're going to lose the items that you put into the system because you are too stupid to read the sign. That's essentially how this thing works. Unfortunately, there's no real way of the system knowing whether or not you have enough items until it actually processes it. So there we go. That is a fully functioning system. We are going to be building this on the Hermitcraft server soon, but I'm going to need to gather a lot of resources because I need to build 4 of them, and I had not realized how big they were. Wowzers. Alright, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to hit that like button, and if you really loved it, then make sure to subscribe. But thanks for watching, guys. This has been Mumbo, and I'm out. I'll see you later.